be honest, I remember not being the biggest Alexander Volkanovski fan. I remember watching the embeddeds for the first Max Holloway fight, and I was thinking to myself, okay, so you got this 5'4" dude, he looks like an elf, but he's this hyper-masculine alpha male who anytime anybody just mentions anything about whatever, he'd respond with, oh, I'm going to be champ. I'm going to be on top for a long time. And I was like, all right, man, that was kind of unprovoked, but cool. What didn't help was I was a big Max Holloway fan. Loved Max Holloway. And Volk beat him by essentially leg kicking and dancing around. That was the whole first fight. He'd throw a leg kick and then just be out of range anytime Max tried to throw anything else. And look, I respected it. I thought he won fair and square. I accepted him as the champ. But I just couldn't get behind it. But Jesus frickin' Christ, how can you not love this man now? He is just so inspiring, everything he's done. To then moving up in weight to fight the gnarliest grappler currently in the UFC and beating him and hanging right there with him in the wrestling scrambles. I mean, clear as day, 50-45. He 50-45'd Islam Makhachev. Not a single round was close. That is what's insane. I think you could even make a few arguments for 10-8 somewhere in there for Volkanovski. Okay, just to come clean, I have been joking the entire time I've been saying this in all of my videos. Watching it live, I thought Islam won 4-1. Upon second rewatch, I can see how someone scored it to Volkanovski, but I still have it 3-2 for Islam. But that does not make it any less amazing. Volkanovski had never fought anybody to that caliber of grappling before, and to go out there and do what he did was incredible. It's absolutely insane. I swear to God, I bought an in-size comparison cardboard cutout of Alexander Volkanovski, and I sleep next to it every single night. And I'm not joking. But the question is, what is separating him from everybody else? How does he keep evolving every single fight and doing things that we didn't think he could do every single time he goes out there? Well, the answer is pretty simple. He has a world-class camp. That's the truth. Look, I really respect fighters who are very loyal to who they came up with. They keep their same team. They don't bring new people in. They don't go out and train anywhere else. They have their core team they've been with forever. I respect it. I think it's ill-advised, but I respect it. Conor McGregor comes to mind. Now, he has a very good team. John Kavanaugh is a great coach. Anyone who says otherwise is just ignorant. And bringing in Dillon Danis was a very smart move. At the time, Dillon Danis was a world-class grappler, but Dillon was 22, 23 at the time. He was brought in as a training partner. Someone who was also trying to get into MMA at some point. While Volkanovski, you know what he does when he's going against high-level grapplers? He goes with Craig Jones. Now, Craig Jones, I've made an entire video about him already and how he helped Volk solve the Dagestani puzzle. He is arguably the second best grappler in the world, purely based on skill. This pretty much sums it up well.
If Islam gonna put you in armbar or choke and there will not be chance to escape, go sleep and let him break your arm or tap.
The crowd's revved this fella up. He's coming at me. He's coming at me strong. Put it this way. He's saying that it's different. You just mentioned submissions. I had one of the best grapplers in the world put me in these positions for 16 weeks straight. A bigger, stronger guy than him put me in them positions. One of the best submission artists in the world. So to think that I won't be prepared for that is silly. So I ain't tapping. I ain't going to sleep. I'm getting out and I'm putting hands on him, and that's that.
And that highlights the main point here. A lot of people in Volkanovski's position, you're champ, a lot of people consider you the GOAT of your division. A lot of guys are going to coast here. A lot of guys are going to say, okay, I'm the best. No one's better than me. I'm good here. Just maintain my skill set. Volk has never had this mindset. Volk's mindset has always been grow, evolve, and get better. The difference between the second Max Holloway and the third Max Holloway fight, it's insane. And it happened because Volk is continuing to push himself to learn more, to get better. and train under different martial arts experts. For example, Yair has some of the highest level taekwondo we have ever seen in the octagon. So what does Volk do? He brings in Van Roon, an 11-time taekwondo world champion who has also fought in kickboxing and MMA. For those who don't know, this is the guy that Israel Adesanya almost spinning wheel kicked in the head in that famous clip.
Think flat with your heel. Flat. Then him. Then him. My bad. No, my bad. We go back to
The thing about taekwondo and other traditional martial arts in MMA is it's very hard to prepare for an opponent who's a master at these things. It's the reason why Wonder Boy was so good, Lyoto Machida. It's the same reason all around. Who are you going to find to emulate this style? Go to any basic MMA gym. No, go to a world-class MMA gym. Every single striker there is going to be a Muay Thai striker. That's it. Muay Thai, maybe some guys can mix better boxing in than others, but that's about as much variation as you're going to find. So imagine you're a mid-ranked UFC fighter, you're fighting Yair Rodriguez. It's like what? You're making $40K to show up, $40K to win. You have a house, you have to pay your coaches and your trainers and all this stuff. What, you're going to fly in a Taekwondo champion to help you prepare? You can't do it. That is why it is so effective in the UFC. But Alexander Volkanovski, he doesn't have these problems. He's training with an 11-time Taekwondo world champion who has a kickboxing record and an MMA record. He's putting himself in a position where it's hard to pick against him in this matchup. He's doing everything perfectly. He's nullifying the submission attempts. He's nullifying the Taekwondo. Well, that's what Yair's got. So you can guarantee every single fight Volk has, he will have the best of the best preparing him for it. That's what separates Volk from everybody else.